Tell us, how is agriculture affected by climate change? What are the things that people can see where you come from, where you work?
Well, I mean, agriculture, I mean, if you look at it, first of all, is that the greatest contribution to climate change is coming from the terrestrial sector, the land use sector. And if you look at agriculture and forestry combined, they are contributing close to 30% of the human-induced carbon emissions. And so there is a strong link between agriculture, climate change, and forests. So from where we are coming from, where REDD Plus is seen as a major potential solution to the climate change challenge, the nexus between agriculture and forest is very important.
How would agriculture have to change to sufficiently tackle the challenges of climate change and reach food security?
I think first of all, we have to look at agriculture as the single and most aggressive driver of deforestation. So we have to look at how do we reduce that pressure from agriculture on the forestry sector. That will require, part of the discussions here, looking at intensification, but intensification will work differently in different countries. So we have to look at the country context and see what is possible. We have to look at the issues of governance, issues of tenure and access rights, because as you can imagine, is that with global warming, with deforestation, and as the value of forest goes up, the value of land is also going to go up. And this can have a major impact on small-scale producers.
Now, Agriculture Day is happening parallel to the negotiations here in Cancun. What are the concrete steps that would have to be taken there?
Clearly, climate change is going to affect agriculture. And so the decisions that are being taken is that we need to, well, first of all, we need to ensure that the mitigation discussions and the adaptation discussions are not disaggregated, because mitigation has, an impact on agriculture, and adaptation is part of the coping strategies of many of the farmers. So the negotiations have to address both mitigation and adaptation, and the commitments in terms of funding have to be as great for mitigation as for adaptation. I think reaching a decision on REDD Plus is important, because it is, the significant funding, the design of REDD Plus is able to address the issues of the drivers of deforestation, because that is the underlying cause of the emissions. So that is important that we get a decision on REDD Plus. So I think that from our point of view, that is what we are expecting, that we get a decision on REDD Plus. We see a strong link with agriculture, and that there's significant funding that will come through the REDD Plus mechanism, which can benefit agriculture, it can benefit food security, and can benefit the environment.
If you had 5 seconds for a message for the negotiators, what would that be in one line?
In one line, I would say, let's get an agreement on REDD Plus. There are always going to be challenges. We won't have a perfect design, and the question is, at the end of the day, are we better off with a poorly designed or imperfect REDD Plus, or are we better off without REDD Plus? And I think that we are better off with imperfectly designed REDD Plus, and that we learn by doing.
In one line?
In one line. Let's get a REDD Plus decision.
Thank you.